In this video, we're going to look at Cleopatra, Caesarion, and especially the Romans. We're going to have a little think about understand the relationship between foreigners and Romans, particularly between Ptolemaic Egypt and Republican Rome. Lots of key words done before. Cicero is a famous Roman senator, orator, writer, speaker. Contempt. If you look down on somebody, I'm better than you, it's contempt. Foreign royalty, misogyny, the hatred of women. Romans are great misogynists. So let's start off quickly with running by what's going on in Egypt. So when Cleopatra returns to Egypt after the death of Julius Caesar, she rules in what's called as the regent. She realizes she can't rule by herself. Her younger brother, probably Ptolemy 14 by now, I think it is, yeah. He mysteriously dies, probably killed by her. And so she rules with Caesarion. She's the regent, and she changes the coins. There she is, and here she is. She's got Caesarion in the picture. Another way we can see this is in this carving here, this famous carving on a temple wall. This is Cleopatra and Caesarion. He's wearing the crown of kingship. She's dressed as the goddess Isis, the mother god. So she's cementing her rule. She's got rid of her brothers, and she's ruling through her son Caesarion. More importantly for today's work, let's look at Rome. First off, Rome and foreigners. The Romans don't like foreigners. The Romans don't like anybody. They don't respect anybody who's not Roman. The Romans are incredibly, what we call, xenophobic. It's a fancy word for deeply racist. Roman art is full of pictures of various barbarians bowing down, laying down their weapons in chains at the feet of Romans. The Romans think, they are convinced they are much better than everybody else. Roman senators and foreign kings. Romans didn't like foreign kings especially. And Roman senators, the leaders of Rome, thought themselves way above a foreign king. So a senator always felt themselves to be far superior to any Roman king. And the story I want you to remember is this one here. This guy here is Popilius. He's a Roman senator. The Romans got involved in a war between Greek successor states. The leader of Seleucids, a man called Antiochus, was at war. The Romans wanted the war to stop. So a group of Roman senators rode into the middle of the army of Antiochus the Great, and said, "We demand you stop this war even though you're winning." So they had no troops with them. They just rode in wearing their toga bed sheets and said, "Look, stop the war. We command you to stop fighting." Antiochus says, "I'll think about it." Popilius gets a stick and draws a circle around Antiochus and says, "Don't leave the circle until you've made your mind up." This in the middle of Antiochus's army, and they're unarmed. They dare to do this. Antiochus caves in, gives their demands, but it just tells you what the Romans think about foreign kings, which is not very much. As another example of this, Cicero, famous Roman senator, orator, writer. He met Cleopatra and wasn't very impressed by her. Here's his letter about her. "I do not wish to be unfair to the Gracula. This is an insulting term for a Greek woman. She's clever beyond words. As for fabled treasure, though her eyes promised me a literary acknowledgement of my merits, I came and went empty-handed. She didn't give me anything. She's impertinent. She challenged me. I I was trying to be gracious, condescending. This to a citizen of Rome, to a guest, to a distinguished statesman, and from a woman. She is, by the way, a beauty in no way, etc., etc., etc. Something about Julius Caesar, etc., etc. I want to really focus on here. She's foreign, something like that, and she's a woman. Misogyny. Add these three things together here. Romans don't like foreigners, they don't like kings, they don't like women. So Cleopatra is in a lot of trouble. She meets all three of those criteria. She's a foreign female. She's a foreign queen. The Romans hate that sort of stuff.